To Virginia now, where a seemingly simple case is getting more complicated by the day. Last month, a former chef who worked at Virginia's executive mansion was indicted with 4 felony counts of embezzlement for allegedly using state funds to pay for food for his private events. Okay, so the guy stole food. Case closed, right? Not even close. Instead, the chef, Todd Snyder, actually told authorities that his former boss might not have such a stellar reputation either. Now, that prompted an FBI probe into the ties between Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell, his wife Maureen, and the CEO of a dietary supplement company. But that's not all. Even the Attorney State General is being dragged into the mix. He's running for governor and also was going to be the one responsible for prosecuting the case. That was until last week when he recused himself because of a possible conflict of interest. Now, to help me untangle this story, Michael Brooks is a producer for The Majority Report. Hi there, Michael. Can you help us break down this story? I mean, is it everyone is guilty in this case, or is it a disgruntled former employee trying to make trouble for his old boss?
Hi, Megan. It's great to be talking with you. It could be all of the above. Everybody here looks pretty questionable. I would say that the stakes seem to be pretty significantly different. The chef, the embezzlement charges are worth maybe a couple $100s or something like that. The gifts that the governor and the attorney general have received are in the thousands, including $15,000 that the CEO of this nutritional supplement company, I think called Star Scientific, which I would probably never take anything that a company with that name manufactured, gave $15,000 to the governor for his daughter's wedding. So even if nobody here looks good, the questions that are raised about the governor and the attorney general are pretty significant.
So what exactly is this FBI probe specifically trying to investigate?
Well, I think what's really odd is that there's nothing intrinsically illegal about these gifts, according to Virginia state law. They're actually allowed to take these kind of gifts, which is pretty astonishing. But the governor and the attorney general did not disclose these gifts. And you look at a pattern of this contributor, the CEO of Star Scientific, whose company is under investigation, whose company's lost money for 10 years in a row, giving money to the governor for things like his daughter's wedding, taking him on vacations, driving him around in his Ferrari. So I think what the FBI wants to see is if there was a direct quid pro quo between the governor and all of these favors and gifts and state favors. That's probably going to be a relatively hard case to prove potentially, but that's what they're looking into.
And Michael, I do want to clarify for our viewers what you said. Virginia has very lax, flexible ethics laws when it comes to officials, politicians being able to disclose their gifts, and so this is how it works. Anything over $50, those politicians have to disclose on their forms. But if those things are given to a direct family member, those people do not have to disclose it. So in Mr. McDonnell's case, he says that that gift, that $15,000 for catering, was given to his daughter, therefore he didn't have to disclose this. Now, Michael,
right.
That being said, is this convoluted case a result of those lax ethics laws?
I mean, I think it's a result of many things, including what is probably some personal corruption by the governor and also the attorney general. But I think there's no question that having laws like this, which actually just allow, I mean, when you look at Washington and we look at all the problems in our campaign finance system and the kind of real questionable things that are legal even around that, and then you take it to Virginia and you're actually just saying, oh, well, these gifts are fine as long as a politician is ethical and doesn't act on them. It's pretty shocking, totally leads to scandals like this, and is kind of mind-blowingly out of date.
Well, and the fact is that Virginia is just so close to Washington, D.C., so that leaves a lot of other questions. Now, 2 things. First of all, I want to bring up, we had a statement that was just recently sent to us by the Star Scientific company. That is a company that is the dietary company. And they said that they did not receive or seek any special benefits from the public officials. They were glad to be a part of any effort to promote business, but that they did not receive any help from Governor McDonnell. Now, let's turn the conversation and move to Cuccinelli. And he's he's actually only now recusing himself from this case of the allegedly embezzling chef who's the one that shed light on all of this. So first of all, what took so long? And is it a breach of ethics in your mind that it took him so long to do this?
Well, we should say, yes, that also the Attorney General Cuccinelli, who's a candidate for governor now, also received favors from this company. Then, as you say, was head of the prosecution in the chef case, and the chef, the embezzling chef, has said that the Attorney General was targeting him for political reasons. I think it's obviously, again, it's incredibly questionable that the Attorney General is only now recusing himself. It's also incredibly questionable that he as well is only now disclosing his connections with this company as well.
Very interesting.
I think it's real.
Michael Brooks, producer for the Majority Report, I appreciate your time, but we are out of it.
Thank you so much.